Hello and welcome to the Ram Show. It is October 8th, 2017. Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Ram Show. And with that being said, I'm going to... Okay. Last couple weeks we've had some glitches with me not being able to, not being able to hear me at the top of the show because I've been messing stuff up. I mean, come on, there's only like 3 buttons to hit, so... But that's hard, I guess. Anyway, so with that being said, I've got audio. We should now have audio from Zach. Hello?
That's not a glitch. That's a brain glitch.
Okay, fine. Whatever. Can I just say that everything sucks this week?
I mean, I guess. I don't know. What about it?
Well, hold on. Let me turn you up so I can hear you a little bit better. So, you're having problems. I was having problems.
I didn't really have a problem. I just forgot that my settings were messed up.
So, totally forgot to put the Ram Show together yesterday. So, I was like, okay, well, I'll do it today, right? Totally meant to do it a lot sooner. Started it at 4. Normally, I have paper copies of everything for all the stories and stuff like that, which I was going to do, but then everything decided it didn't want to work. So yeah, I don't have any paper copies this week, but I do have my iPad, so we're gonna try this week. And
People use paper copies?
Huh?
What the heck?
Yeah, I use paper copies every week.
Yeesh.
Yeah, I print everything out, and then I read them off of that. It's just easier, because then I can write notes and stuff on them, things like that. Anyway, so... But this should work. I mean, I've got the rundown on here, so I can pull up the individual stories and everything like that. So, anyway. I actually read through these stories this week ahead of time, and tried to put them in a good order. So, I think this should be a pretty good show this week. So, I mean, the first couple topics are a little boring, but, you know, as we get in, they start to get juicier. So, yeah. Anyway. Oh, yeah, by the way, did you open up all the stories yet or not?
No.
Okay. Keep B1 closed. Don't open that. Okay?
Okay.
So, and here's the reason why. Because I want your genuine reaction when we actually get to that story, so I don't want you reading ahead. So, anyway. Alright, well, with that being said, let's hop into this week's show here. So, do you remember back 2013, Yahoo had the huge breach and stuff like that?
I don't think that was 2013.
Yeah, it was 2013. It was August of 2013. At least it could
I mean, I remember the Yahoo. It was the biggest, the largest number of accounts compromised ever in one breach, right?
Yeah, I think so. Anyway, so...
I don't think that was in 2013, was it?
Well, that's what the article... The article says it was in August of 2013. That's what this says from TheVerge.com. Anyway,
right, well,
so...
We'll just go with it. Whenever it happened, this is what we're talking about.
So, the 3rd, right, which would have been, what, Tuesday? Okay, so Tuesday last week. Yahoo announced that the breach that happened back in August 2013 actually affected, get this, every single user on the platform. Every single one.
Every single user.
Yes. Yep.
Well,
yeah.
Crap. That means they probably compromised my throwaway account. Uh-oh. What am I going to do?
Yeah. So, 3
I have
billion...
a throwaway from Yahoo.
I think I do too somewhere. No, so 3 billion user accounts were compromised. 3 billion! Holy mackerel.
That's almost half the number of people on this planet.
Right? Yeah, you have to think, like, how many people used, like, Yahoo or, like, Hotmail or whatever it was. No, Hotmail was completely different. I think that was Microsoft, wasn't it?
Hotmail is Microsoft, yeah.
Okay. Well, it doesn't exist anymore. Now it's, like, Outlook.com or whatever. Anyway, so... they originally, I guess, reported that it was only, like, 1 million people. No. Yeah, 1 billion. So, yeah. Oh, wait, no. Okay, I'm sorry. Hang on. So, 3 billion user accounts were compromised, which sounds like everyone on the platform, which is up from the initial 1 billion figure Yahoo initially reported. Okay, so I did have that right. Okay. So they initially reported that only 1 billion people were compromised, and now they're saying that all 3 billion were compromised.
Whoops. Our bad. We only underestimated by like 2 billion.
Right? No, not million, billion with a B.
I know, I said billion.
Oh, okay, I thought I heard million. Anyway. So, since disclosing the hack, Yahoo continued to add more numbers of accounts compromised, but on Tuesday, the announcement made it clear that if you had an email or a Yahoo email account, you were actually part of the breach. So, yeah.
Not my throwaway. What am I going to do?
Yeah, I think I had it for like one thing, or like maybe I don't remember what I have like a Yahoo burner account for, but I know I did.
I think I had several. I don't know why. They're so old by now, I probably couldn't even log into any of them.
Oh yeah, I like wouldn't be able to remember them either. So, you know what I just set up today, which I think is going to be a lot of fun?
What'd you do?
So, originally I wanted to get a static IP address to the house, right? Through my ISP, which would have been like, what, $10 a month? Yeah, that's what it was. So $10 a month, right? Well, I did some digging today. I was looking through something and came across, dynamic DNS, which I had seen before. So I signed up for one of the services today. And so what I want to do, I have like everything linked and stuff like that. And I bought a domain name just for like stuff like this. But the cool thing is then like with like the dynamic DNS and like port forwarding and stuff like that, I could set up like a web server in the house or actually like be able to remote into my computers and stuff like that. So that's kind of cool. Speaking of which, while I'm thinking about it, and before I forget, so as a test, I turned on the remote. I think this is one of the stupidest ideas ever. You can, like, okay, fine. It could be handy in a pinch, but I think it's stupid and a huge security risk. And that is that you can actually remotely manage your router over the internet. Like, does that
to manage what remotely?
Your home router.
Oh.
Like, does that sound like a good idea or not?
No, it doesn't.
No, like, it sounds like the biggest security flaw, like, risk out there. Like, yeah. So, but as a test, I turned it on just to make sure, because I wanted to test to make sure that I could get in. And I did, and I forgot to turn it off. So I'm glad I brought that up because it reminded me to go turn it off. But yeah, like, sounds like a bad idea. So, yeah, speaking of like breached accounts and stuff like that. Let's see here. So the hack exposed user accounts information, which included names, email addresses, hashed passwords. Well, at least they were hashed. Birthdays, phone numbers, and in some cases, now get this, encrypted or unencrypted security questions and answers.
So that's basically like having their password.
Essentially, yes. Because, if you already have the email address, you just pop that in and then, enter.
I forgot my password, and then you put in the answers that you have.
Right, exactly. So I'm starting to like the companies now that are like not using the security questions anymore and just saying, please enter your email address in and stuff like that. Because I almost think that's more secure because then you have to have access to the other email account. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, and that's the other problem too. Like, I logged into something or I went to go log into something the other day and it was like, it gave me one of those security questions. I had totally forgotten the answer to my security question. Because I think in an effort to, like, I make them, well, it depends. But, like, sometimes I try to make them a lot, like, harder than they really need to be, just for the added security. It's like, oh, nobody's going to guess that or whatever. And things. And, like, the fact is, like, I hardly ever use them because I don't usually forget my password. Unless it's something that's, like, 10 years old or whatever. Like, for instance, here's a good example. Like, if I tried to log into, God forbid, my MySpace account, I don't think I even remember what email address I used to sign up with it. But yeah, I totally
never had
a password. So anyway, okay. So yes, in some cases, yep, encrypted and unencrypted security question answers. Now, the company did say back in that's what the company said back in 2016. Yahoo did confirm that passwords were not stolen in clear text. So that's good. But if you have, like we said before, if you have the security questions that are just plain text, it's almost like having the password. So, hackers did not obtain bank or credit card information tied to Yahoo accounts. So that's also a good thing right there. Now, in the months following the announcement, the U.S. Department of Justice charged Russian officials for state-sponsored crime relating to a separate Yahoo hack in 2014, which more lawsuits approved by a U.S. Judge in San Jose, California, with lawsuits approved by a U.S. District Judge in San Jose, California, potentially forthcoming. Oh, so this is the work of the Russians, it looks like. But who's surprised, right?
Oh.
The news today, or from Tuesday last week. Did we say Tuesday or Thursday? I think it was Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday last week. Came 4 months after Yahoo was acquired by Verizon Communications. I didn't know that Verizon bought them.
I seem to remember we talked about that, didn't we?
Did we? I don't remember. Maybe we did. All the topics kind of blend together for me for the whole entire week and stuff like I remember certain ones, but yeah, so they acquired Yahoo for 4.48 billion, which is down 350 million from the initial offer due to the severity of the attacks, or of the hacks, excuse me. So, anyway, I do remember us talking about Yahoo the other day and being like, I didn't even know Yahoo was still relevant. Which
I don't think they are.
I don't think they are either. But yeah. So, yet another reason why I don't use Yahoo. So, there's also this mythological search engine called Bing. If you can believe that yeah, if you can believe that actually exists. I don't know. Maybe it does. Maybe it does exist. But
sounds like fake news.
But you know what? There is one way to find out, and that's by Googling it, and that's kind of sort of the point.
Huh.
So, anyway. That was supposed to be a lot funnier.
Yeah, it was.
Anyway. So, okay. So, agreed SSDs are... We're moving on, by the way. But agreed that SSDs are amazing, right?
Of course.
So, and you know what? Okay, so now that I have an SSD in my main system, like, I was using one of my older systems down in the basement, and I was waiting for it to load up and, like, load a program. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is taking forever. So, yes, I definitely do love having an SSD. Anyway.
I forgot you did.
Yeah, I did. You know what?
To be honest.
Okay, so sidetracking real quick here. So Joe went home this week, right? He's bringing back the computer with him. I think I sent you the specs of it.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got some checking out to do to see if we can throw Q66 in there.
It has... No, I've seen it. It's got better than that in it already.
It's got better than a Q66?
It's got a later variant of a Core 2 core.
Right, but it's only a quad core.
And so is the 6600.
Or no, I'm sorry, it's not a quad core, it's a dual core, that's what I meant to say. I'm
pretty sure it was a...
Was it a quad core? I thought it was only a dual core.
I'm pretty sure it was a quad.
I swear it was a dual core.
I guess we'll find out.
Now you've got me curious. Where's my app? Let me see here. I'm curious now. Here we go. Okay. Oh, it is a quad core. Yep, Intel Core Quad 9450.
Told you.
Okay, so you're right. 4 gigs of RAM. I believe
The RAM is what's probably gonna need an upgrade.
but I
Put
did
an
look.
8
I
and it'll be
believe it is.
fine.
I believe it is DDR2, which is dirt cheap now.
Yeah, just put in a couple.
I think it
More
supports
gigs of
up
that,
to. I think
and-
it supports up to 8. So, although, oh, you know what? Really, 32-bit operating system. Really?
I mean, you can just reinstall it. It's not like you said that's. He said it's 10 years old. It may or may not be. Heck,
No, it is like 10 years
but
old. We
If
did
it
kinda
is,
confirm
you can
that.
probably just reinstall and be like.
Well, no, okay, so I told him that both me and you are not going to not let him get away with using a mechanical drive for the boot drive.
With using what?
With using a mechanical drive as the boot drive.
Oh, a mechanical drive? You think? I mean, as long as it's. Let's see. So it probably has SATA 2 in the motherboard.
Yeah, well, and the hard drive is like newer because they replaced it, so it's like a terabyte Western Digital Blue. But I told him, I was like, both me and Zach are not going to let you get away with your boot drive being a mechanical drive.
Yeah, no kidding.
He's putting an SSD in it.
I agree.
So, and I think the one that I picked up like a Samsung one at Best Buy, and it's like still on sale.
Still, after all this time?
I think so, yeah. So, anyway. And I told him too, because he was like a little hesitant on it. I was like, I told him, I was like, you probably could get away with like a 250 gig.
I mean, you probably could, yeah. Isn't that what he has in his laptop?
It might even be smaller, actually.
No, I'm pretty sure it was 256
I
or
don't
something like that.
I don't remember exactly, but yeah, that's what I told him. I was like, if you don't want to spend the extra money, you could probably get away with putting a smaller hard drive in, but it's only like $50 more for like the 500. Like, because they've got a Samsung that's like $250 or something like that, and then for like an extra like $50 or something like that, like you can get the 500. So it's like that's a good price on that drive for that brand.
You're not too concerned about it. You could just buy a different brand and probably spend less.
Well, yeah, that's
You
the
could
other
get an
thing.
MX300 and 525 gigabytes for less than the 850 Evo 500.
Yeah, we'll figure it out or something. You know, we'll talk with him. And we'll figure it out from there and see what he actually wants. But yeah, I did tell him, I was like, you're not using a mechanical drive for your boot drive. I was like, you're not getting away with that. At least not with me. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure you agree with me.
I agree with you.
So, yeah, throw some more RAM in there and maybe a graphics card. Well, we are throwing a graphics card in there.
Well, yeah.
I just don't know what graphics card we're going to throw in there. So,
Well, it might have a lot to do with what the motherboard can just support, or specifically the power supply. Might need a new power supply if you want to put anything big in it.
well, but see,
Although I don't think we will put anything big in
no,
it.
I think we could probably get away with like a GT 730 like I have, or even doing this. So
I mean, you could eBay something like a 750 Ti or even a 1050 Ti and
I don't
not
think,
spend too much.
I don't think he wants to spend that much though. I think he would be fine with, like I said, like a 730.
An SSD is going to cost. Well, if he's not going to be okay with spending that much, then he's probably not going to be okay with an SSD.
Well, I told him that we could probably get his do an upgrade for like 300.
You can do an upgrade for 300. You could get a 1050 for a little over $100, and you could get the extra RAM for what? I mean, worst case scenario, you spend like $30-40.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I ballparked it
And
on
then
the
you
high
have
end of
some
40.
Extra for an SSD, yeah, you could do that for $300. If he's okay with $300, then you could definitely do a 1050.
Right? Well, you know what I'm thinking though is, selling him the 730 in this system, and then I'll upgrade to like a 1050 or something.
Thought you were gonna do something a little beefier than that.
Not in this system, not this one. Eventually, when we build Redmond, I will. So, anyway, I don't know. I have to see. We'll figure it out and everything. We'll figure out what he wants to do, and we'll go from there. But anyway, so hopefully that video will be coming soon. Anyway, so back to this, and this is what made me think of this, talking about hard drives and stuff like that. So Western Digital now has, keep in mind it's mechanical, but it's a 14 terabyte mechanical drive. 14 terabytes. Oh, you want to know the best part though, Zach?
And what is that?
You can't buy it.
Hmm?
You can't buy it.
You can't buy it?
No.
What? What's the point?
Well, okay, you can buy it if you're a data center.
Right. I figured that's more what you were getting at.
Yeah, yeah. So they've made a massive 14 terabyte hard drive, but it's only being sold to data centers. The new UltraStar HS14 is the world's first 14 terabyte hard drive, according to Western Digital, and the company says it will have transfer speeds of up to 223. I've never actually come across this MIB. What is that?
Oh, that's just megabytes.
Is it megabytes? I've never seen it written that way. So 223 megabytes a second.
I've seen it a couple times. I would think it's megabytes. I don't know what else it would be.
Google! MIB. No, not Men in Black. Wait, hang on. Mebibit? Mebibyte?
Mebibyte.
Mebibyte.
Is that actually something different?
I don't know. What the heck is a mebibyte? A mebibyte is a multiple of the unit byte for digital information.
Well, of course it is.
So I don't know what that... Okay, so 1 mebibyte is equal to 1024 kibibytes. I've never come across this unit before.
Ugh.
Okay, so I don't know what the transfer speeds are in terms of megabytes then. But 223 mebibytes in both SATA and SAS formats. Okay then. Rated up to 2.5 million hours, by the way. So...
Whoa.
Yeah, which means the drive won't fail for a very, very long time.
I think you could say that, yeah.
Oh, okay, here we go. 1,024 mebibytes. Megabytes? Yeah. Is equal to 1 gigabyte.
Oh, so it is megabytes. What the heck?
Is it? Well,
it's basically megabytes.
Megabytes. Okay, so essentially 223 megabytes per second for the transfer
Yeah,
speeds.
okay. I mean, that's pretty fast for a hard drive.
A mechanical one.
Like, your average spinning hard drive is only going to be around 120, 130, maybe 150 if you've got something pretty...
Right? Well, and what about that life expectancy on that thing?
Oh, that thing will survive an apocalypse, I'm sure, if it's designed for a data center.
Yeah, 2.5 million hours. Wow. How many years is that? What does that equal
I have no idea.
I have no idea either. I'm not a math major.
I don't like math. I just don't like math. I'm not.
I don't like it either. So the UltraStar HS14 is only available to Western Digital Enterprise clients, but the development of this drive means that higher capacity consumer drives aren't actually that far off at this point. Now, if only somebody could make a 14 terabyte SSD.
Oh, I think there are larger SSDs than that exist.
Are there? Yeah, but how expensive are they?
Probably more expensive than a car. Your average car.
Jeez.
A nice car, even, I'm sure.
Jeez. I can't wait till the price of like SSDs comes down to like what, you know, kind of like mechanical
so it
drives
reaches
are.
parity with mechanical drives. That'll be great.
Right? Yeah.
You can go buy a mechanical drive, 1 terabyte for like $50.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you can buy that much flash for 50.
Exactly. So, and so did I tell you I took I took the pfSense router out of service?
You said you were going to, I think.
Yeah, I was going to. So I took it out of service. Right now it's running Windows 7 Pro. Just to throw something on there. I may put like Fedora server on there and turn it into like a Linux web server actually now. So, we'll see. Anyway. Oh, so I have to tell you about this. I had actually a pretty decent customer experience with Microsoft the other day. So,
Really?
yeah, so I had a product key for Windows 7, right? And so reinstalled Windows 7 because I had installed Windows 7, and then for about 3 hours I went to Linux, and then I went back to Windows 7. Anyway, so when I typed in the product key after reinstalling it, it was like, this product key is not valid. So I went to the automated phone system thing, which usually ends up working, and same thing happened. This product key is not valid. So then it transferred me to like a Microsoft representative, and the first guy's like, hi, you know, what's your name, and yada yada yada, and what's the product key? So I give him that, and he's like, oh, okay, so that's actually a valid product key and everything. And then he transfers me off to somebody else who like remoted into the computer and then like opened up the command prompt and like did some stuff and put like one of their product keys in or whatever, and then activated it. But it was painless. It was like the best customer customer service I've ever like experience I've ever
I
had.
think they're known to do that.
Who?
That if you have a key that's not working, they'll usually fix it for you.
Yeah, but like I'm just saying, like in terms of like the easeability and stuff like that, and like the friendliness and things like that, and like I actually was able to decently understand them. So probably one of the best experiences I've ever had. Anyway.
What, you didn't get transferred to a call center in India? What?
Thank you for calling tech support. How can I help you today? Oh, my favorite part is when they're like, my name is Charlie. It's like, yeah, no, your name's not Charlie. They always seem to have they always seem to have the most Americanized names ever.
I don't like it's not going to affect my experience if you pretend you have a Western name. It doesn't matter. Okay?
Right? Like the next time I'm on tech support with somebody, which probably won't be for a long time, but the next time I am, and they're like, my name is Charlie, or like or Mike, or like the most American name ever, I'm going to be like, okay, let's clear one thing up. Your name is not Mike. It's like Abu or whatever.
Oh.
Let's just clear that up right now. Or no. If I was stereotyping, I would say Mohammed.
Then in that case, the next time you call tech support, you're gonna get the one person whose name actually is.
Wait, what? You dropped out there.
Oh, I said then in that case, the next time you call tech support and get transferred to a call center in India, you're gonna get the only representative there who actually does have a West. For whatever reason.
I caught most of that, but you are kind of dropping in and out.
I don't even care.
Didn't I've said this before multiple times. It's not a RAM show if something doesn't go wrong. Anyway. So, yeah. But that happened the other day. But anyway. So, you know what? What's okay, so we love to make fun of Microsoft, right? And
duh.
So anyway, okay, so this week we actually can kind of laugh at Microsoft a little bit.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
Well, it's about time.
Anyway, okay, so if you've used Windows 10, you've probably seen the Groove Music app, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Microsoft actually rebranded Xbox Music to Groove Music, and they did that 2 years ago in a bid to make its music streaming service more relevant to customers. Now, see, here's the funny thing. I didn't actually know it was a music streaming service. Did you know that?
It's a music streaming service?
It was. Well, it still kind of is. But yeah, apparently it's a music streaming service. I had no idea.
Yeah, same.
Wow, it goes to show you how well they branded that and, like, promoted it and stuff like that. Anyway, so despite the name change, Groove always felt like a kind of a vestige of the Zune era at Microsoft, and something that consumers were unaware of. Do you remember?
Felt to me like something I didn't care about.
Well, that too. Do you remember Zunes, though?
Yes.
I remember seeing them.
Sort of.
I never... like.
Well, I never actually seen one myself.
I think I saw them in the store, but I never actually realized that Zunes were like made by Microsoft. I thought they were just like some, you know, I thought they were like made by a company called Zune or whatever. Anyway, Microsoft is now giving up on Groove Music on the 2nd, so that would have been Monday last week. And they're actually partnering with Spotify now.
Oh, so they're actually going to attempt to, you know, put a program in Windows that people are going to use instead of just trying to make their own and failing?
Not exactly.
Oh, really? What are they going to do then?
Well, first, Microsoft's going to stop selling music or Groove Music passes. That's going to be coming soon. For the streaming service part of it, and then any customer that's subscribed to the service will actually be refunded for whatever like time they still have left or whatever from like the cancellation. So like if you pay for the rest of the year or something like that, like they'll refund your money, I guess. Anyway, so the service is going to be discontinued on December 31st, so at the end of the year. And then after that, Microsoft Groove Music app will no longer support streaming music or the ability to purchase and download songs. See, I didn't even know that you could do that with the whole thing. Anyway, I thought it was just this annoying, like...
I just thought it was their dumb default program.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, let's replace
No,
Windows
I don't want to
Media
listen
Player.
to this with Groove Music. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah, right? Or
but
like
actually,
the
no,
Movies and TVs app or whatever. Anyway, like, what was wrong with Media Player? I always thought it was okay.
It still exists.
It still exists, exactly, and that's what I use. I can't stand Groove.
I don't use it.
Anyway, so Microsoft is going to be partnering with Spotify to make it easy for Groove Music subscribers to move their playlist over to the rival music streaming service. My favorite word in that sentence is rival.
Well, I guess not anymore, since they're...
well, they're basically saying, so, yeah, we suck and we're giving in.
Kind of, yeah. I guess you could say that.
An update to Groove Music app will be available for Windows 10 users next week, and Windows insiders will get early access this week. Microsoft and Spotify have been working together on a Windows 10 app and a separate app for the Xbox One, so it actually isn't too big of a surprise to see Microsoft pick Spotify as its preferred partner for Groove Music subscribers. So, I'm interested to see well, I probably won't use it, but I'd be interested to kind of see, like, what Microsoft's built-in Spotify app looks like.
Oh, believe me, I won't touch it either.
But yeah, I'll probably just stick with the normal one. So while the streaming music element of Groove Music is disappearing fully, Microsoft says it will continue to invest in the music app for Windows 10 to ensure users can still access local MP3 files and those stored in OneDrive. iOS and Android users of the Groove Music app will also be able to continue using music from OneDrive, but streaming will finish on December 31st. Microsoft will now recommend Windows users try Spotify if they want streaming music. It's a big boost to Spotify, but also an admission that the Zune era is fully over at Microsoft as it seeks to partner instead of creating its own rival service. So,
I mean, surprised they only figured this out now. Who even used it? Nobody.
right? That's what I was thinking. So,
Like, I mean, I guess it gets to a point where it's like, how long can we keep up the charade that we care about this?
right? Okay, and let's think about this too. Let's go back.
And eventually it reaches a point where so few people are using it and they're just not making any money and they're just like, all right, fine.
I think
Whatever.
the problem is, and you can agree or disagree with me, I think the problem is that Microsoft looks at what other companies are doing and they're like, oh yeah, we need to hop on the bandwagon, but they do it way too late.
So you think that if they had a streaming music platform earlier, that maybe they would have gotten some people on it and it would have succeeded a little bit?
For a while, and then Microsoft would have effed it up somehow.
Well, I mean, yeah, you could argue for that too. And I wouldn't disagree with you there.
Well, okay. Okay, well, they effed that up too. I was gonna say, look at the creation of Windows and stuff like that. Like, you know, they hopped on the bandwagon way early on that, and now it's one of the most popular operating systems out there. But slowly but surely, they've started to kind of screw it up. You know what I mean?
I mean, they're just getting greedy is all.
So that's kind of why I say that, yes, if they had created something earlier, it probably would have succeeded better. And then I'm sure...
I guess I don't really know enough about streaming music services to even make a judgment.
That's true.
I don't stream music. I prefer not to.
You know what, though? If you think about streaming music services, though, like, I think probably the biggest one out... Well, the biggest one out there has to probably be Spotify. And if
I just don't like how either you pay for it or you deal with commercials. And, like, no, screw that.
I don't mind paying for it. I don't mind paying for it for the better quality and stuff like that.
I mean, some people don't mind paying for it just because they can get so much and they don't have to download anything or any of that. And it's just great.
See, here's my thing. I would actually rather pay for a service where I could, like, access all the music I wanted, you know, every month for a flat fee, but then also download it to my computer.
I like to download, yeah.
Instead of having to actually, like, you know, just stream it. That would be so nice. Because I have such I have such a backwards way of doing it where I do pay for Spotify every month, so, you know, I have access to it and things like that, but then those songs that I actually want to keep locally, I then record them and then edit them up and then save them. So, anyway. But I figure, as long as I'm still paying for, you know, the service, and I'm not, like, reselling the songs or anything like that, I think that's, quote-unquote, fair use.
Yeah.
Ish. So, anyway. But no, like I said, if there was a... Well, I'm sure there's a service out there, but I don't want to pay, you know, an arm and a leg to actually have that, or whatever. But yeah, like, I would like a service where, you know, it's like Spotify, where I could, you know, find pretty much any song I want, but then also download it locally to my computer and save it. So, I don't know. It'd be nice, but yeah. So, but no, it's been a while since we've actually gotten to kind of, like, you know, laugh at Microsoft, and so I think this is kind of a fun story this week. So, anyway, this ended up being...
Basically, Microsoft's music streaming service is garbage. Who would have thought?
Wait, they had a music streaming service? I didn't even know they did.
You mean that dumb program that is always recommended by Windows 10 for listening to music? And that I totally changed it off of the first time I tried to open a music file?
Right? Yeah, I did the exact same thing. But no, like I said, like, literally until today, I did not know that you could stream music from that.
I didn't either.
That's actually actually kind of funny. Like I said, it goes to show how well they actually market like certain things and stuff like that. But well, and let's think about this too. Like, what is their new like? I can't remember what it's called. Mixer. That's what it is. Mixer. That like new platform for like streaming games and stuff like that. So now they're trying to get in with like Twitch and like YouTube gaming and stuff like that. So again, late to the party, Microsoft. So
I think Twitch already has too much of a lead.
I think so, and like YouTube as well. So,
I personally can't stand Twitch. I find it hogs so much CPU for like no reason.
does it really?
Yeah.
There was a Pirate Bay. This was I was listening to this the other week. So Pirate Bay apparently at one point in time, like, was using people's computers when they visit the website to like actually like gain the power from them for like Bitcoin mining or something like that.
I saw something about that too. Did we talk about it?
No, we didn't talk about it. But anyway, like, so yeah, you go to the website, and as long as you were there, like, it was like using your resources on your system for like Bitcoin mining in the background.
No thanks.
Right? Like, Pirate Bay sounds like a great place to go get a virus. Like, no thank you, not interested. So
No, I don't want my computer being used to mine Bitcoin, sorry.
that too. I think they got caught, and so it's not doing it anymore. But anyway, so okay. So speaking of getting to make fun of companies and stuff like that, Zach, this is probably one of your favorite companies besides Microsoft to make fun of.
Is it Comcast? Mediacom?
Try again.
AT&T? Verizon?
It's not an ISP.
It's an ISP, really?
No, it's not. It's not an ISP.
Time Warner? Oh, okay.
It's a retailer.
A retailer. Is it favorite one to make fun of? I don't know. Best Buy?
Well, okay. I shouldn't say. They make devices. That should give you a pretty good clue.
What kind of devices do they make?
Phones, tablets, computers.
Oh, okay. Right, okay, I wonder. Wonder what one that could be.
Could it be Apple by any chance?
Yes. No, it's down. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Dell makes phones and tablets since when?
Oh, okay, good point.
I mean, for all I know, they probably make tablets. Like Windows ones.
They make 2-in-1, so it's kind of ish a tablet.
Kind of, sort of. Gray area, maybe.
It is a very much gray area. So remember
what they do?
Remember a while ago when hang on, let me pull this up. Remember a while ago when Samsung was having a huge issue with I don't know, batteries blowing up?
Samsung?
Yeah.
Did you say?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that with the Note 7.
Yeah. So nothing has blown up yet, but Apple seems to have an iPhone 8 battery problem on their hands.
Oh, what?
A battery problem with the iPhone 8.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
And what would that be?
Well, it's not clear whether it's occurring in just a handful of edge cases or in a larger batch of phones. But over the past week, reports have been coming out about iPhone 8s that have split apart either on arrival or after several days of use. What appears to be happening is that the battery inside the phone is swelling up, bending the front of the phone and separating it from the body of the device. So far, there haven't been any fires, just ruined phones. So, and if you take a look at this picture right here that I've got up here, oh, wow. Korean letters, iPhone 8 Plus, Korean letters, more Korean letters. I didn't even notice that earlier. But anyway, yeah, so this thing has literally split. Can I... Oh, here we go.
I've seen what a bloated battery looks like, but it seems to me like you're talking about a little bit more of a bloated battery than I've ever seen.
So, okay, so in this picture here, the entire... hold on. Oh, you know what? I can't do that, can I? I can't. Where is it? No, no, no. Ah, there it is. Okay. I couldn't remember what number it was. There we go. Okay. We disappeared off the screen for a moment there, but I needed the pointer. So anyway, so yeah, so if you're looking here where the pointer is, so you can see where the screen has clearly separated from the phone here. And
basically, it's ruined.
Basically, yes. So, oh, man. Wasn't it like the, do you remember when the iPhone 7 came out? Where it was, apparently, like, people would crack them in half by accident?
It was what by accident?
Or people were, like, you know, putting them in their back pockets and cracking them in half because they were, like, curved or something like that?
Oh, yeah! Endgate.
So, anyway,
I thought that was the iPhone 6, though, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, you're right. It was the iPhone
6
6.
Plus?
I'm sorry. Yeah, it was the 6
Yeah,
Plus.
I remember that. That was hilarious. I loved
slightly
that.
Curved, but anyway.
I loved that.
So,
that was fantastic.
But yes, so Apple has... Oh, get this. Apple has a short statement on the matter. We are aware
Oh, really?
and looking into it.
Hmm.
And that's it. We are aware
And
and
that's
looking into it. So, anyway. But yeah.
Good job, Apple.
So, hold on. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Okay, so I keep getting confused every week as to which, like, hotkeys do what. I was smart enough in my scenes to actually put them in the correct order. So, if I just look at that, that should help me out, I think. Yep. 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 Yes. Yes. Okay. That should help me out in the future now, so that I'm not, like, randomly hitting buttons. Because I have 3 scenes that actually look almost identical. There is one that's just the web browser. Well, there's one with the web browser and then us up the corner. There's one that's just the web browser. And then there's one that's a screen capture. So they all literally look the same. Anyway, okay. What am I doing? Okay, so the first report actually came out of Taiwan on this whole battery bulging issue thing, where a woman is said to have found her iPhone swollen after she had it plugged in and it was charging. So someone in Japan then posted photos of a split-apart phone on Twitter, and in the days since, there's been cases in China, Canada, and Greece. So it doesn't look like there's any actually in the United States yet. They appear to be only 6 or so reports so far, certainly less than a dozen that have been publicly identified, so the issue seems to be quite small in comparison to the millions of phones that Apple has likely already sold. In any manufacturing run that big, there's going to be occasional issues, so on some level, seeing a few broken iPhones is actually expected. You have to
still
think,
hilarious.
It is. But after that whole Samsung Note 7 fiasco thing, there's reason to actually be pretty concerned about what's happening here. Especially since it's a battery issue. So, yeah. Battery shouldn't be swelling in any number, and it's not clear what the half-dozen iPhones that are having this problem have in common. While it seems to be rare, there's obviously good reason to want to know what's going on. So, yeah. I guess also, and apparently Apple has fixed it, but I guess like the iPhone 8 was making like a crinkling noise too.
Crinkling noise?
Yeah, or like a crackling noise or something that I heard about. So, Anyway. But, yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with this. If it's just, like, an isolated little thing. Or if this turns into, like, some big fiasco like the Note 7. So...
I would find it hilarious if it was a big deal.
You know what? I can totally see you finding it to be super hilarious if it's a big deal. But that's just because you really hate Apple. So... Anyway... moving on to our next topic. Our last main topic for this week here. Zach, you may find this very funny. So, an Indiana couple has pled guilty to charges of federal mail fraud and money laundering resulting from an elaborate plot that fleeced Amazon out of over $1.2 million in merchandise, according to the Star Press.
What? What the heck did they do?
Aaron Finan, who's 38, and Leah Finan, 37, enacted their scheme by taking advantage of Amazon's accommodating return policy, which does not always require a broken item to be sent back before a replacement is issued. Do you see where this is going?
Yeah, they probably issued returns on things that weren't actually broken.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Under hundreds of false identities, the couple ordered electronic goods like GoPro cameras and Samsung smartwatches, then would claim the item was damaged or not working once they received it. Amazon would then issue a replacement, but they would never send back the item they reported as defective. Now, there was a third party...
Okay, but after this many attempts, they never were like, maybe something's up.
Well, but they used a bunch of fake identities. They also employed a third party, Danijel Glumac, I think is how you pronounce the name, that helped the couple move the stolen items and also advised them on how to stay unnoticed by Amazon.
Well, clearly they failed at that.
They got away with it for a while. So the Finans, I think it's Finans, would sell the electronics below market price to Glumac, who would then mark them up for resale to the public through an unnamed New York entity. He was also allegedly laundering the profits from those sales before paying the Finets, whatever, basically their share or whatever. So in total, Glumac was paid out over $1.2 million for the goods, around $725,000 of which went to the Finans. So, pretty decent payday there. Now, the couple was eventually caught by a joint investigation conducted by the Internal Revenue Service, the United States Postal Inspection Service, and the Indiana State Police. They were charged in May with federal mail fraud and money laundering and have now pled guilty. Under their plea agreement, the couple will have to pay Amazon back, get this, $1,218,504.
Hope they didn't spend it all.
Right. Yeah, so that's for the stolen merchandise. Oh, and they're also facing up to 20 years in prison.
Oh, yeah, and that.
Sentencing for the pair is set for November 9th. So, yeah. Would you imagine that Amazon may be changing their return policy sometime soon?
Maybe.
I would maybe think so. My question is kind of like, you're right though. Like, how did nobody actually completely notice this? Like, I mean, yeah, they were using, fake names and stuff like that and things, but like, that just seems like so much work. You got to come up with a different name, and then you have to come up with like a bunch of different, like, I would imagine you'd have to come up with different, like, mailing addresses and stuff like that. I don't know how all that works. Yeah, because then they would have to have the new stuff sent to them, right? So, I wonder how that all works out. Anyway, I don't know. So, yeah. Yeah, I have no idea how all that works. But anyway, so, yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going to be either hope that they didn't spend all the money, which I would imagine that they probably spent the majority of it, or at least a good portion of it. But I'm pretty sure that these people are going to be filing for bankruptcy. Which may not be a huge problem because they'll probably be spending, you know, at least a good 20 years in prison. Maybe not, but anyway. So, all right. Well, let's move on to our final little topic here for this week. If my iPad wants to cooperate with me. This has actually worked out decently well. I may have to do this for next week. Instead of printing out paper stuff every week. So, I don't know.
I don't know why you'd even bother with that.
I don't know, like I said, because I can actually write on it and things like that, so. Where is it? Hang on, I gotta get one thing. Here we go. Okay. So, a curious case of artificial intelligence wire crossing has popped up, causing Apple Siri to, well, okay, I can't read this word, enormously, yeah, think that, the Bulgarian national anthem is Louis Fonsi and Daddy Yankee's Despacito. So, well, basically...
El plan, solo con pensarlo se acelera el pulso. Oh yeah.
Okay, so I only want to play a little bit of that because I don't want to get a copyright strike. Anyway, so yes, the little Justin Bieber, you know, Despacito song. Apparently, when you asked Siri what the Bulgarian national anthem was, it was coming up as it being Despacito. Oops. Now, how that actually happens, I have no idea. And it's entirely unclear why this is happening, considering the national anthem of Bulgaria is, I don't know how to read that. Basically, it translates as, Mila Ridinio, or Dear Motherhood. Okay. But it is, but it sure is consistent. Take your iPhone out right now. Fire up Siri. Okay, hang on. Let's do this. And watch.
As that iPhone that I don't have.
And watch as Siri. Watch as history is rewritten by Apple's digital voice assistant to favor a Puerto Rican hit that became the most watched video on YouTube back in August. Okay. Okay. Hey Siri. What is the national anthem of Bulgaria?
The national anthem of Bulgaria is Mila Rodino.
Okay, so it's fixed now. It is fixed now. But I guess for a while there it was coming up as Despacito. Oh, okay. So, yeah, okay. So, the answer that the phone just gave me is the answer that you'll find on Wikipedia, and it's what pops up in the search results of Google Assistant, or what Google Assistant actually spits back if you ask its stuff and everything. So, how Siri is getting this information all incorrect and stuff like that, I have no idea. You might think it was an issue originating with Microsoft's Bing, which used to be the default search engine for Siri until Apple ditched it for Google just last week. Did you know that? I didn't actually know that.
Hmm?
So, did you totally tune out?
Yeah, I did. I was reading something, sorry. Not gonna lie, I was just reading something real quick.
Oh, goodness. Can't even be bothered to, you know, listen to the show. Wow.
Yeah, except for the hour that I've been here. Yeah.
I know. Anyway, what I was saying is that originally, I guess Siri actually used to use Bing for the search results.
What the heck?
Right? I didn't know that, but they just ditched it last week in favor of Google. So, but we're left wondering what exactly is going on. However, until Apple resolves the issue, Bulgaria reminds the victim of a terrible crime made worse by its current tangible association with Justin Bieber. Okay, whatever. Anyway, so yeah, I guess that was the thing that that happened. I thought it was kind of interesting and like, what? So yeah. Anyway, let me see. Before we leave you this week, anything else good in here? Oh, Google is working on a smart jacket.
A what?
A smart jacket.
What's smart about it?
Apparently it's like interlaced with like buttons and stuff like that, like in the sleeves, so that you can control like music and stuff like that. So yeah. Oh, the White House chief of staff was actually, his personal device was hacked.
Great job.
So yeah, and hold on, I didn't actually read through this one. The former CEO of Equifax is blaming the breach on a single person who failed to deploy the patch for, I think, MySQL or whatever it was that they were using. So, yeah. Former Equifax CEO Richard Smith gave the most detailed answer to the question. I don't know what question. I didn't read that part. According to him, the team initially discussed the Strutus vulnerability when it was first announced by CERT on March 8. The protocol is to deploy a patch internally and then scan the system for any lingering vulnerabilities. In theory, it's a two-part process that should ensure no disclosed vulnerability is allowed to persist in any system, but according to Smith, neither half of the process worked. You know what I also heard? That apparently all Equifax accounts were breached. Not just some of them. Like
what is breached?
Like, okay, so originally that they announced that like only some people's Equifax accounts were like breached and stuff like that. Apparently it was all of them. Or maybe,
good job.
Or maybe I got that mixed up with the whole Yahoo thing, but I think I heard that it was all like the Equifax, or yeah, like every single customer was compromised. So anyway, I would be I'm interested to actually see what this actually means for Equifax. If people are just gonna be like, yeah, we don't trust you anymore, and like, yeah, so
yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, that's about all I have for this week. Unless, of course, you have anything else to add, but I doubt you do.
Nope.
So anyway, all right. Well, with that being said, then I am going to end this episode of The Ram Show. So thank you so much for joining in this week. I hope you enjoyed this show better than last week's show, which was kind of lame-ish. Yeah. Anyway, so. With that being said, if you did, thumbs up. If you didn't, thumbs down. Get subscribed if you haven't done that already. Turn on the bell so you get notifications whenever we upload a new video. And until next week, we'll see you right here on TechBeam. So, yeah, again, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next week.